it started with one basic idea, which was to create an entertainment experience in taxis specifically. And as we progressed, we realized that we've created something wider, which is becoming experts in engaging an audience in any kind of captive environment, which could be a doctor's waiting hall or a restaurant or something where people can engage one-to-one, with the medium also having sound and a touchscreen, etc. So creating an entertainment experience and an advertising experience is what Enroute Media is all about, basically. And Varun can tell you more about how the first idea of the taxi entertainment system came about.
Yeah. So the idea came about a couple of years ago when I moved back from doing a job in London. Moved to Bombay and realized the traffic situation was horrible in Bombay. We all know that. People spend 45 to 60 minutes in a cab and they have nothing better to do. So they fall asleep or talk on the phone. We decided to plug that gap by providing them an entertainment option. It's similar to an in-flight experience, but a lot more involving, a lot more evolved, rather than just simply a movie experience, which is what you find in most flights, right? One of the other side of the coin which drove us to do this was we spoke to a lot of advertisers and realized that there was an actual need there. There was a need for impact and accountability through the media they use. Back in 2008, 2009, most of the media that was being used did not have much impact or accountability. You didn't know if you were really getting return for the money you were spending. Outdoors, TV, etc. You don't know if you're getting any impact. And we went around to create a medium which would give them that.
So number one was finding the right partner to start a company with. So we met in Warwick, in the University of Warwick in the UK, and back then we tried a few small things that didn't work out, and we said we will definitely start a business together one day, but let's do our own thing for a while. And we actually stayed in touch, and then I was in Dubai at the time, he was back in Bombay, and we bounced a few ideas around, and then this has come about, and he said, why don't you come to Bombay, let's do this, and I was pretty excited. So it involved me moving from Dubai to Bombay, and then getting started with the research and us diving into industry we didn't know at the time at all. Today we can call ourselves experts because we've done nothing else for the last 3 years about this. And then it involved a lot of hard work in terms of finding the right solution. There was no tablet industry out there back then. So setting up the operations meant creating an interactive experience hardware-wise. So we had to go to China and mess with all the suppliers over there, with the language barrier, etc. That was one of the first milestones we had to clear. And it took us around 1.5 years to build a really solid product that we were happy with, that can survive the Bombay roads and the Indian weather conditions. It took us a long time. That was the first phase of what it took to start Enroute as it is today, and we can talk about other aspects.
Yeah, so once we were able to get the technology ironed out and set up, the next phase was really getting to market. Yeah. Getting to market, which is finding a partner with which we could launch this business. We partnered with Easy Cabs, which was the second largest fleet in the country. We had to speak to a lot of people and understand this. We partnered with Easy Cabs, and that was kind of our entry into the business. So finding the right partner to actually get to market with.
I think number one was to figure out where's the revenue coming from, and is there a revenue potential. So while in the first 1.5 years building the hardware out, as I just described, we also in parallel had to speak to a lot of people in the advertising industry. Our revenue was going to come from the advertisers and the media agencies. So we had to get them on board with the idea. So that was one of the most crucial parts of figuring out the business model. And so we interviewed, I don't know how many, before we even had a product, we interviewed 20, 30, 40 media agents, as well as marketing people from Unilever, HSBC, etc. And they gave us their feedback on how can the idea work and how would it work. Yeah.
I would say the build-up of all the three events, which is getting the technology, getting the taxi partners and the advertisers, would happen in parallel, in the sense we would start working on all of them from day one. And speaking to customers is extremely important from day one. That's something I regret we didn't do enough of. We did that, but not enough of it. That's something I would want to do more of. But getting the technology in place has to be number one. getting the taxi partnerships has to be number 2, and getting the actual clients, which is advertisers, has to be number 3. That's where the revenue eventually comes from. So that is the sequence of events that we had to follow to actually build this business out.